today's session, what we can establish is a mobility routine that helps to improve the mobility of your hips. Yes.
That's because I'm a bitch.
He said it, folks, not me. That attach on the pelvic bone.
This is gonna hurt. Oh, I feel like a pretzel right now.
So the Achilles is going to be restricting that movement.
Ooh, that hurt. Ouch. But like immediately feels amazing.
Immediately.
Yes, like.
My name is Adam, proud father, married to an amazing woman, fitness enthusiast, registered physical therapist. This channel is dedicated to those busy parents trying to figure out how to perform at their best in this crazy game of life.
For today, could we work on actually some stretches, if anything?
Stretches?
Because I have
sure.
like, my shoulder's been good. I mean, I haven't been consistent to really, I guess, see if it needs more, I guess.
Consistent regarding,
like, I haven't been super consistent with chest specifically. I've been focusing on a lot of legs and just like a lot of back. Because I've been trying to just lay off the chest as per your
so just to fill you guys in, initially Paulo came with some shoulder pain, and it was often during specific gym workouts or after you worked out certain areas of your body. Yeah. More specifically, your chest. Yeah. So any type of pushing, pressing, you would feel it in your shoulder. Yeah. And you presented initially with when you raise your arm, a painful arc of movement. Yeah. So there's a certain point in the movement. So what do you feel now?
Now I feel nothing. Like, it feels good. I don't feel like I have any like resistance-y, if that makes sense. Like there's no pain, there's no click. There was clicking before. No clicking.
Good. And what do you remember my recommendations and what you did?
Yeah, like the face
to this point.
Face pulls. Did a lot of those stretches.
Yeah. So we did a lot of scapular exercises and opening up your chest, just getting the back of your shoulder girdle more active. Yeah. External rotations using the rotator cuff. What else did we do? There's another one too. But even just stretching before working out, which I wasn't doing, and warming up my shoulder. Yeah. Now, initially, how did you feel about your shoulder, like before you came to see me?
I felt like shit. Like, I felt like it was like, are you kidding me? Why am I so young and I feel this shoulder pain? Like, I feel like I can't progress. Like, even now, like, don't get me wrong, I'm still scared to progress more, even in any chest exercise, because I don't want to feel it again. I don't want to feel that pain. Right now, I feel good, and it makes me want to go to the gym, but the minute it starts hurting again, it's like, you feel like a wall, right?
What were your beliefs around what was happening in your shoulder?
I thought I pulled something.
Pulled something meaning like you tore something?
A tore muscle, or like God hates me. It's just cursing me with a shitty shoulder. I don't know.
Okay, and you mentioned you were also having some knee pain, right?
Yes, the knee feels good though, and especially after the stretches you showed me, where you go up against the wall or bench, or whatever you have, and you do the whole thing. That makes it feel so much better.
Okay, so that was the couch stretch.
Yeah, but I've been using a bench at work.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the label that the internet has given it.
Yeah, and that helps. Like, anytime I feel that pain in my knee, I just, after work, like even during work, like on my break, I'll just go in there and do that stretch. It feels instantly better. Okay. I don't know why that does so much relief. And now I can stand all the way straight when I do it.
So I'll just explain it a little bit, actually, so our viewers understand. The quad muscles, we've got different heads of the quad that blends into the quad tendon, attaches to the kneecap, which then attaches to the patella, the patella, which is the kneecap, which then attaches to the tibia. Now, you wake up in the morning and you feel like you can't even bend your knee.
It feels like my knee's like stuck. And then like I have to like slowly bend it in order to fully have the full range of motion, because it just hurts.
And that is typical if you do have that tightness in the quad. And you mentioned after me giving you this exercise, it really helped to alleviate that.
Oh, big time. Like,
now, as you go back to the gym though, and you start doing more squats, that's going to tighten up more, which is going to require more stretching. Or for you specifically, this muscle gets short.
Makes sense.
So we need to lengthen this muscle. It's not always the case that the muscle is short. Often the muscle is just dominant and you use it too much. Yeah. So I think today's session, what we can establish is a mobility routine that helps to improve the mobility of your hips and your ankles, as well as your knee. But it's going to provide also the capacity for your hip to move through full range with strength so that you don't overuse your knee.
Makes sense.
Because a lot of times it's just the knee
Over being used.
Yes, exactly.
Cool.
Right? So if that kneecap, if this is tight, the kneecap gets squished into the knee joint. And when you go to bend the knee, that's it requires lengthening of this muscle. So if this is short, then it's going to feel like you can't. And like you mentioned, it feels like it needs to be like oiled up or greased up.
Yeah. What's scary is I don't ever feel that on this knee. So am I overusing this leg?
So are you probably right side dominant?
Yes. Interesting.
Definitely the case.
That's scary. Yeah. That's like a whole nother issue. I feel like
what I would, there's a really nice gentle knee mobilization exercise that I think I've given to you, but let's go over that first. So just get you to stand up. All right. So you're just gonna place your knee on a bench or a box, okay? And we're gonna work through this, what we call sagittal plane of motion, so this direction. You're just gonna go into a knee bend and then come out of it, okay? So right up on the box.
keeping my foot flat, obviously.
Yes.
And how far forward?
Okay, so if you keep your knee flat, you will get ankle dorsiflexion more so, which looks really good right now. Like if your knee is flat here, that knee is over the toe, past the toe.
Is that good? I hope.
Which is really good.
Now I feel tension here, but that's normal.
That's normal because you're at that end range, so the Achilles is going to be restricting that movement. Now, if you want to really get a bit deeper in that movement, pop your heel up and shoot your knee forward.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly. So now we're getting even more knee joint excursion, so that knee is folding. Now, what we sometimes want is that pumping action. So we want the joint to open and close, open and close. So the end range of flexion and then the end range of extension, the knee joint, the bones are more approximated. And then in the middle of the movement, so that transition, the knee is less, the bones are less approximated. So that means there's a little more space.
Okay.
So if we can do a pumping action where you're coming back and then forward. Yes.
How far back? Just
so step back a little bit with that left leg. Yeah, so let's go all the way into knee extension.
I hate doing this.
Okay, and then come back.
I hate doing that because it literally gives me PTSD of that pain.
Okay. Now, this is very important to, come back.
Oh.
Okay, good. Back and forth. That's an important thing that you brought up. PTSD, okay?
Yeah. And then keep going.
Keep going. So you're just back and forth. So the way I like to do it is just come back like this. You're gonna touch a little bit of the hamstring lengthening and then forward and then back, okay? That memory of pain in that specific movement will trigger pain because there is a perception of threat. Okay, so this is why it's good to do things like this that we know are safe and secure, because this will provide credible evidence that your knee can actually move into that direction.
Correct.
So that's very important to note. There we go. Good. Okay, so how does that feel?
Good. Yeah, definitely feels good.
All right, so now.
So you switch it up.
Yeah, might as well do the left side as well.
It's funny, this leg today feels tighter. Ow. Which is never the case.
That's good. So this is what we call the combat stretch.
Okay.
Combat movement.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, we're getting really deep there. And what I like about this is we've got that right leg extending, so that hip is getting extension, while the left knee is getting flexion and the left hip is getting flexion. So there's a lot going on that if you pop that heel up, that big toe is getting extended,
Yep.
which is also important.
Good. Great.
Feels okay?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now I want you to get in front of that box. Okay, so we're going to get into that couch stretch position. Okay, so hop forward on that left leg. Get a little bit of distance there. Good. Now you're going to just sink down into that split squat. Good. There we go. You're going to hold that position right there. Okay, so with this, what we want to do is work on that pelvic position. So
More straight.
just put your arm up for a sec. Just going to show you something. Hand behind your head. So we've got muscles that attach on the pelvic bone, okay? And also at the front of the hip here. Come down and attach into the knee, right? Over the knee joint. So you're getting a stretch both from the hip extending, but also the knee flexing here, bending, okay?
Yep.
So if we want to manipulate the tension in the muscles, we can move, since the knee is locked in this position, we have to move the pelvis.
Forward.
Right, so what we're gonna do is a
That's
posterior pelvic tilt, okay? So the posterior pelvic tilt is basically tucking your tail between your legs
Does it go in or out?
this way.
Forward.
Yeah, so it's like this bone here is going
forward.
back,
Okay. Yep. This way.
right? And the bone at the front is coming up.
And then right now I feel tension right here.
Exactly. And that's where we should feel it. So
even keep
hold that
myself
position. If you have to, in this case, we can get something for you to hold on to,
Yeah, probably.
just to
Like
stabilize.
something.
So let's grab a foam roller.
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay, right there.
Oh, that's easier.
There we go. All right, so we're doing the pelvic tilt. So we're tucking, and then we're releasing. Tucking and releasing.
It's funny because I feel like I would not even understand how to do this by myself.
It's kind of an
Although that stretch hurts. Ow.
it's a movement that you don't really.
And once again, from here down, right? That's
Okay.
That's where I should feel it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as that's the
Tuck
right spot.
and release. Tuck and release.
Ow.
Good. Okay, hold that position right there. Now, I want you to try to take 5 deep breaths through the rib cage. So if you're doing a passive stretch, and the goal is to be comfortable in that position, then you must be able to breathe in that position. Because once you can breathe in that position, your nervous system feels safe. So you can utilize breathing to really impact the effectiveness of the stretch. Good, okay, let's switch sides.
Oh.
Awesome,
That feels good though. That like my leg feels light.
that's good.
Good, good, good.
All right, left, yep,
This
good.
one's gonna kill because it feels tighter. Oh yeah.
So it's that left side that's tighter today.
Yeah. Ow. Okay, this is gonna hurt. Oh, I feel like a pretzel right now.
Okay, so if that hurts already, like if it's more tight, then
That kills.
bring that left knee forward a little bit.
Left knee forward.
Yeah, so there's less of a bend.
Okay.
Okay,
Great.
how does that feel there?
A little bit better.
Okay, so we should be touching about 7 out of 10. If
Yeah.
it's a 7 out of 10, then we're okay.
More like an 8. I would
Okay,
say.
so come forward a little bit.
like that.
There we go.
I just don't want my foot to fall off. That's why.
Okay, you're okay there?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, same thing, pelvic tilts.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going
And
posterior, neutral. Posterior, neutral. And we're moving that pelvis.
that hurts.
Good. Okay.
But I
now,
already feel it loosening, if that makes sense.
perfect. Yeah, that's what we want. So are you now at a 6?
Yes.
Okay. Drop it back, bring it back into that 7. There we go. Okay. Pelvic tilt. And release.
Ooh, that hurt. Ouch.
Okay. Now hold that stretch, hold that position now, posterior tilt, hold the position and breathe. We're going for 5 deep ones.
This feels good.
Okay, so hold that position there now. If we wanted to increase the hip extension, okay? So you're locking in this pelvic position. Don't move your lower back or your pelvis.
Yep.
Let's just lunge forward.
Ooh.
Yep. Keep upright though. There we go.
Oh, that kills.
Okay, so we can impact the stretch now
Yep.
based on how far
Sorry.
we're moving that hip behind your body.
Yeah.
So we're getting that hip extension.
That killed. Okay, hold on.
Okay, so
So
work,
again?
work into it. Forward and back. Good.
And now I feel. Ooh, now I feel that here.
Yes. Yeah, we're changing the area of stretch. Good.
Oh my god.
And back. And again. And back. Nice. Nice. Come on. Do it. Good. One thing to remember, Paulo.
Yeah.
Mobility work is not comfortable.
No.
It should be
Painful.
not painful. Okay, if you call a 7 out of 10 pain,
Yeah, but
then yes.
That's because I'm a bitch. That's why. I hate pain.
He said it, folks, not me. Okay, let's get into the next movement.
But like immediately feels amazing.
Immediately.
Yes, like I
love
feel
it.
my leg feels lighter,
Good.
and like I don't know how else to explain it, but like everything feels clearer. It's weird. It's
Energy's flowing now.
weird. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, next movement. We're going to do a 90-90, okay? It's a hip switch 90-90, but then we're going to get into what we call a PNF. A PNF just means we're tricking the nervous system into relaxing the muscle.
Okay.
Proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Doesn't matter
Fancy.
that the fancy word doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it does, but not to the person who needs the movement, right? Okay, so you're gonna be here, okay? And all we're gonna do is drop that knee down, okay? Turning the body, so we're gonna look towards the left here, okay? Squared off shoulders,
Okay.
trying to keep your body upright, okay?
This is where you're gonna see that I have no. Oh shit! I didn't even know I could do this.
See? Right? And then we're getting into this position here. We're switching over to the right.
Okay.
Same thing, okay? And then we have a progression from there. So let's see how much your hips can move.
Okay. So first, this is as straight as I feel like I can go. Is that pretty bad?
It's not bad.
Feels shit. Okay, and then quickly turn. Or
Okay,
do
so
you want me
I'm
to
just gonna guide you here. Okay?
Yes, please.
So you're here.
Yep.
So we want this leg back a little. Okay, you can have your hand for support.
Okay. I want back straight.
Yeah, just like this. Okay.
Okay.
So when we're in this position, remember, if we can breathe, we own it. Okay, so hold on. Yep. Have your hand to support. Try to get the rib to expand. Deep breath in, and then exhale. Perfect. If you're watching this at home, try this. You can just work at your capacity. You don't have to force the movement. You don't want to force anything. Okay, how does that feel after a few breaths?
Good, better.
Better, right?
I feel like I can kind of, yeah.
Good, now we'll switch to the other side. So, yep, that is gonna come out like that. Okay, so when we do this movement, we wanna think about our feet anchoring, and then we have these two, what we call, people call them sits bones.
Okay.
They're ischial tuberosities. They're in the pelvis.
Okay.
So the bone that you sit on, okay?
Makes sense.
We want to rock from the right to the left. So if you were just facing left, that means you were going to be mainly on that left sit bone, that left ischial tuberosity, and then we want to switch to the right. So you could think of like a bowl rocking like this.
Makes sense.
It's basically doing this, okay? And the feet are the anchor points. So now we're facing this way.
This side feels less natural.
That's okay.
I feel like
You
I feel like
bring this leg in front of you more. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Right there. Okay. Deep breaths in this position. That's it. When you get to a 6 or a 5, you switch. So you want to be,
and like to clarify, I don't feel any pain or discomfort. It just feels like unnatural. Does that make sense?
yeah, uncomfortable.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah, true. Because I said, yeah, it is. Yes, but there's no like pain or tension. It's like I just feel like I don't have the strength to keep myself propped up straight.
Okay.
And I feel there's a lack of like, there is a bit of a tension right here
In the lower back.
in my lower back,
Okay.
but I don't specifically feel anything in my hip.
So if you think a lot of these muscles, these hip muscles, especially the hip flexors, anchor in the lower part of your spine.
Okay.
So you could imagine if those muscles are not compliant or they are kind of tightening because your nervous system feels unsafe, it's going to pull on your spine. So you're going to feel awkward sensations in your spine, like your spine's not wanting to be in that position,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
But if we can get you used to this,
Yeah.
then your nervous system says, hey, okay,
I'm used
this
to
is this is good.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I can live in this position.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have gained mobility.
Correct.
Good.
From
okay.
from your angle, is my back straight?
No. Definitely not. But I didn't expect it to be.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Did you expect worse?
Mine is not straight either.
It looked straight.
It's an illusion that it looks straight, but I'm just able to sit more comfortably in that position.
Yeah,
My
and-
spine is not pulling as much.
yeah. Mine is. I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely it.
Okay, let's get to the other side again. So don't
Sorry.
release this, okay?
So that stays there. So this is going up.
Yeah, so we want to open. Oh my God. Yes. There you go.
Holy fuck.
You got it. Okay.
Okay, this already feels a little bit better.
All right.
I don't know if
okay.
I'm doing it right, but it feels better.
So the next, I want you to lean forward towards your calf muscle. So I want you to like try to bring your chest towards your calf.
This.
Yes.
Or sorry.
Yes,
this.
your calf muscle, yeah. Your leg bone's connected to your shin bone, right? Your knee bone's connected to your shin
Is
bone.
there a song?
Hey, this is pretty good.
I feel it here.
That's okay. Now, what you could do in this position, right, is just lean into it like this. Have your elbow down. Yeah, there you go. Okay, same thing, except we're gonna bring in the PNF now. Okay, the PNF that we talked about.
Okay.
Okay,
Forget.
so the muscle that is being stretched. So the muscle that is being lengthened
Yeah.
in your hip area,
Okay.
okay, on that left side, we want to use that muscle to push into the floor.
Okay. How the fuck do you do that?
So you're here, okay,
Okay.
and you're just gonna take your leg, not with your hand, so with your leg muscles, and push into the floor.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
What does that do? Does that increase the stretch or take it away?
I feel like it. Hold on. I'm sure. Increases it because I feel more tension immediately when I do it. I feel tension in my spine again. a little
Okay.
bit.
Okay. That's normal.
Okay.
But do you feel the same stretch in the glute and the leg
No.
when you contract it, right?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
as in adding the pressure.
Yes. Exactly. So
Yeah.
this is very important.
Yeah, because it's like, because I feel like, okay, so if I don't apply pressure, the stretch is like here more, but when I apply pressure, it's like everything goes to my, kind of, not my knee, but like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm doing a bad job of explaining
That's
what I'm
okay.
feeling.
That's okay. No, you will feel it how you're gonna feel it.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
different, but typically when you are doing a PNF, the contract portion of the PNF where you push and hold with the muscle,
Yep.
that takes the stretch away
Makes sense.
temporarily.
Yeah, okay, that's exactly pretty much what I was trying to
Okay.
explain.
Now it takes the stretch away, but it may create a pull somewhere else in your body.
Yeah.
In this case, in your lower back. You push into this.
Yeah.
There's a muscle energy that occurs.
Yeah.
That bone that it's anchored to in your pelvis
Yeah.
is actually now wanting to move.
Makes sense.
Okay?
Hold on. Let me try to do this.
So you're gonna push.
So still pushing, and then,
Yes.
yeah,
And then relax. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
that was good. That feels good.
Okay. You can come out of that position and stand up.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Feels less tight, that's for sure.
For sure, it should. Now, the last test I like to do is a squat and hold.
Okay.
So you want to get into a deep squat position, as straight as your upper back can go. Okay. Now, okay, get over into this here.
Okay.
We should have done this first. Okay, because we won't be able to appreciate the difference. Good. Hold. Okay.
Where my back is straight. I don't even know if I can make my back straight.
All right. So we're gonna work on this because this is going to improve.
This looks horrible, probably.
So your ability to just sink into that position, stabilize and control your body and hold it and just hang out like this. Okay?
Yeah.
This is what we call the toddler play position. Right? I know you've seen.
Yes.
Like you'll see Mateos very soon. Just be doing this and you're gonna be like, what the heck? How do you do that?
It's like a monkey. Really? That's like.
Okay, so this is the goal. To be able to go, this is like the end point, like fully folded and back completely straight.